Hello, darlings. It's Melissa, your Learning Technologies trainer. Thanks for stopping by for this playback of our Workshop Wednesday, How to Gamify Your Test Prep, Part 2. If you're joining us here from YouTube, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and click on that notification bell so that you are notified of all of our upcoming content. As a reminder, this is Part 2 of How to Gamify Your Test Prep. To view Part 1, just scroll down and check out that link in the description box. Fun learning how to gamify your test prep. If you have any questions or would like additional coaching, please feel free to reach out to any member of our Learning Technologies team. Until we learn together again, always keep growing.
There it goes. All right, well, welcome everybody. We are excited that you're here to join us for Part 2 of Gamifying Your Test Prep. You're joined by a few folks from LTT. You want to go ahead and hit the enter button there for me, Tiffany, and we can show off our Bitmojis to everyone as we introduce ourselves. One more time. There we go. So I'll start. My name's Adam Bessler. I'm the instructional technology coach that's on our team, and so I work with teachers around the districts many of you have worked with on using technology in the classroom. So I'll turn it over to my other two colleagues that are joining us today.
Hello, everyone. My name is Tiffany Gray. I'm the Blended Learning Coordinator for the district, specifically K6 ELA, but I am definitely here to help and support everyone. Glad everyone could join us today.
My name is Melissa Kincaid, and I am a Learning Technologies trainer here with LTT. And yeah, I just get to nerd out on all the fun ways to utilize tech in your classroom.
So our plan for today, this is going to be kind of like a sandbox style session. So we're going to work through, give you kind of a brief overview of how the tool works. You'll have the opportunity to see it in action and join some of them as a student. And then any questions that come forward, of course, you'll have a few minutes at the end to be able to ask those. So we're going to start with Gimkit. Then we're going to jump into looking at what the Nearpod Matching Pairs looks like. And then some chat about how to use Quizlet and Blooket. So I'm going to turn it over to Gimkit.
Okay, so just because I did not see the flow of the slide deck, no worries. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and start out here with what Gimkit is. So first of all, Gimkit is a cool classroom game show platform where students can compete by answering questions on their own electronic devices. I don't know how many of you are here that teach K3 or K2, but they definitely can use iPads, can definitely use their laptop devices. It's basically a join-in platform like a Kahoot style, but it's great because students use virtual currency and they invest during the game and it boosts their score. It's a very great interactive tool. It has many different options, many different playing options that the students can use. Some of you may have heard of the human versus zombie or floor is lava. Those are different attractions or features to Gimkit. Today, I'm going to go ahead and take you all through just the classic setup of Gimkit. We'll start first. I'm going to drop a link in where you all can join because I want you to experience Gimkit first, and then we'll get to the backside, the nuts and bolts of Gimkit. So if you just stay with me for 1 second, I'm going to go to my chat and drop a link in for you all to join so you can experience Gimkit from the student side. So I'm sure, absolutely positive, everyone here knows what a noun is. So the Gimkit we're going to do today, again, classic style, is on nouns. Here is your code. It should be displaying for you now, 550623. So again, this is similar to the Kahoot platform. Once everyone joins, you'll be able to type in your name. And then once we have about, I think it's 6 of us on here. Once we have all 6 of us, we'll go ahead and get started. Again, the topic of this Gimkit is on nouns. What you'll experience is some questions, and though you'll have to answer those questions, and then you'll have an opportunity to see that you have a currency amount that begins to increase. After that currency amount increases, you as the player have the option to kind of venture off and buy things, or again, on the teacher side, you can create it so that students won't have the option. So it's, again, different features that you can toggle on and off so students have different access to the features. So we have enough of us joined. We'll go ahead and start the game. I'm sure you all hear some live music in your ears. And again, as the game is going, I'm going to just mute that music off real quick. As the game is going, you again see that dollar amount. All the students would see their names on the side. And of course, the students would move up as they answer questions correctly. Now, keep in mind, these are just on nouns, but just think you can add in all different content areas. So this becomes a really interactive and student focused, student engaged way to gamify any of your assessment or any lesson reviews as well. So it looks like, for example, Miss Iris is in the lead with $22,000. And again, you can change the duration of the game. We have 57 seconds left in this Gimkit game. And again, this is just the classic version. There are different ways that students can play Gimkit, different features that you have to explore that the students can explore. And there are times when I've done Gimkit with my class where I've allowed them to decide which game that they wanted to play. So I'm going to just let the time run out here, and then we'll get to the teacher side of Gimkit. Looks like Miss Iris, you are still in the lead. Of course, you can toggle that music back on. And again, that's what makes this Gimkit so exciting. It has that music aspect. And of course, you should see it's very fast paced. Students can work whole group. You can also have asynchronous learning. So you can assign these to students independently. All right. So, of course, again, a lively platform gives you that first and second and third place for students as well. Question?
Is there a translation option?
So I do not know for sure if there's a translation option on Gimkit. That is something that I can find out and definitely get back to you.
Thank you.
Tiffany, where can I get Gimkit? Where do I access it?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. We're going to answer that here in one moment. We'll look at the teacher side. One thing about Gimkit, I guess this is definitely a con. Gimkit, you do have to pay for it. It does give you a free version, a free amount of time. I think the free version is 14 days, and then it does require for payment. And I believe the probably the cheapest option is $4.99 a month. I don't know how long that subscription is, but I'll make sure we get that information here on the backside of our workshop.
Yeah. So do the students work individually, like at their own pace?
Yeah, so the awesome thing about Gimkit is that they can do both. You can have students work as a whole class, or again, it can be done independently that they work on the Gimkit. All they would need to do is have the assignment link, and you can embed it in the LMS. You can shoot it through their email or whatever electronic way that you get student links. So both ways. Did someone else have a question before we move on?
Is it in Clever?
Nope. So Gimkit is not accessible via Clever. So I'm going to go ahead and share my other tab here. So now what we're doing is we're looking at the back side of Gimkit. Okay. So really quickly, I am going to come up and log out. I'll go ahead and put this link so you can get to Gimkit. And of course, you can use your CPS credentials in order to access it.
Okay.
So okay, here we go. The cool thing about Gimkit, if you all notice here, it was created actually by a high school student. That's one reason I really love Gimkit, because of course students know how to work to make their learning engaging. But if you notice up here in the right hand corner, you have that educator sign up option. Once you click on that educator sign up option, again, you have a way to just use your CPS Gmail credentials, and you can just access it that way. And that way you will be able to see how long that trial version runs.
It is important to for us to note that the 3 sites that we're showing you today are what we call freemium games, which means there is a free version of it and a premium version of it. So thank you so much for asking those great questions. We'll make sure that we tell you like which parts of it you can use for free. We're showing them to you today because the gamified resources in these are free. It may be that you may not be able to get to some of the teacher reports or teacher dashboards, but the focus of this session was how to use them in order to gamify your learning. So that's just FYI. So thanks for that great question.
Thanks, Melissa. I appreciate that time. If you all notice, I am now logged into the teacher side. One of the reasons, again, that I really appreciate Gimkit and all of the different tools that we'll look at today is because they are easy to access and they're easy to use as well. So one of my favorite things about Gimkit is that it has a library where you can search for many kits that are already stored within its database. If you come up here to the right-hand side, you see you can search kits. Again, I'm going to just take the word math and type in. Matter of fact, I'm going to do something a little bit more generic. I'm going to just type in to see, are there Gimkits on trees? And if there's Gimkits in their system, they all pop back. So you have an opportunity as a teacher to say, yeah, this is already created, and is this what I'm looking for? Or of course, is this something that I want to use and edit? Now, again, there are kits, and I believe there's up to 5 kits that you can edit on your own on the freemium version. But if you notice, you can kind of scroll down. You have the option to filter or sort through kits to find exactly what fits your needs for a lesson.
No, I just have to add, I am so excited because there's already Gimkits made for quadratic equations. I can't tell you how excited that makes me because normally things like this don't have higher level math things. Thank you.
Yeah.
Celebrating with you, Mary Kay.
That's it. High five, Mary Kay.
I wanted to ask if you can create your own based on specific content.
Yes, so perfect. You can create your own. So let's go ahead and skip down to that. Just as I was kind of switching over to your question, Miss Iris, if you put in titles for books under your search kits,
okay,
many different books, many different, again, topics can come up. So this Gimkit has a really extensive library. Now, to your question, can you create kits? Absolutely. Over here, underneath though that menu bar, it says new kit. When you click on new kit, all you need to do is name your kit, give it a title. So someone asked earlier about the EL option. Yes, you do have an opportunity to select different languages. And then, of course, you can put your subject or content area. Notice you can click on next. Now, the reason I can't click on next is because I have already created my maximum amount of Gimkits. So I can't create another one. So again, that's to that freemium version that Melissa was discussing. But if you notice here, I have multiple kits. Again, up to 5 on the freemium version. And someone asked earlier about assigning Gimkits. Ms. Curry, I think that was you. It can be independent work for students. So all you would need to do is click on that assign. And then you can create the first assignment and you have you can push that link out to the students. Or if you would like, let me go back really quickly. And I know I'm moving a little bit fast. If you come down on that left-hand side, that menu, you have an option where it says classes. When you click on class, you can have your class join a Gimkit. I've always done it independently, which is exactly how we just started our class off, which is you all were allowed to join with a game code. But if you notice, you do have an opportunity where you can have classes join all together. Okay. Are there any other questions? I want to make sure I'm giving enough time for Melissa and Adam to present their tool as well.
How will you add it to your drive? Or can you add it to your drive or just save it to your favorites?
Yeah, so absolutely, because Gimkit, because you can simply shoot the link out to the students, you can add that link anywhere you would like to. If you want to use in a document, in a Google slide, and you can use it in a Nearpod or a Pear Deck slide deck as well. So all you would need to do is import that link, just like I sent you all in the Google chat, and then make sure that the students have the access code or the join code.
So if we create one, is it shared with everyone, or
so in
how
the
does that work?
good question. In the freemium version, I don't know if it's shared with everyone, but you do have an opportunity if you were to choose that pay option, you have an opportunity to toggle on whether your lessons are shared or not shared. So perfect question. Not sure about the freemium version, but if you got the subscription, you do have that option to share or not share your lessons. So with that said, again, Gimkit is a really user-friendly platform. I just wanted to make sure you all saw the basis of Gimkit in order to use in your class to gamify any of your assessment or lesson reviews or any other content that you want students to be fully engaged in. If there are no other questions, I want to go ahead and pass it off to my next LTT friend.
We're going to talk about two of my favorite gamified sources, and that is Blooket and Quizlet. So we're going to play a Blooket game when we get to that. But one thing that I want to be able to show you is how Quizlet and Blooket make your lives super crazy easy. Okay, so I have started here. What you're seeing on my screen is Quizlet. So Quizlet and Blooket are both sites where you can put in one bank of questions and play so many different games. That's why I love them. If you know me, you know I like doing one thing in 1,000 different ways. I'm going to take this and make a vocabulary list out of it and play a game with it and have a station with it and put it in there, put it here for homework. It's just one question set, so many possibilities. Okay, so this is Quizlet. Quizlet is freemium. So there are advanced features of Quizlet that you can get with the paid version. However, a lot of the gamified resources are completely free. So when you go to Quizlet, and I apologize in advance, I am on the one screen struggle bus today, so I can no longer see you because I'm on my Quizlet slide. Oh, it's okay. I'm totally okay. If you have a question, you can put that in the chat, and then Tiffany and Adam can try and answer it, or then they can unmute, let me know if I need to stop. But I want to make sure that we have time for the other for the matching. So here's Quizlet. Once you press search, you can search for literally anything that you want, or you could also create up here with my blue button. You could create your own set of questions, or you can search, copy, edit. So very much like all of these, right? Kahoot, Gimkit that we just talked about. A lot of them have libraries to help get you started or to help you in a pinch, but you can also create your own. So I'm going to look for multiplication facts because if you teach math, you know kids always need practice with their multiplication. It's just such a framework to everyone. And then I'm going to preview a study set. Okay, so here's my study set. I love the preview button because I can scroll down and I can see everything that's involved. And I can say, yep, that's it. Basic facts, that's what I want my kids to do. And I'm going to press study. Now, from here, I can play all of these different games that are over here on the left. I can play Quizlet Live, which I highly suggest that you do with your kids. They absolutely love Quizlet Live. It's a game where they are answering the questions, but they have to do it in a group. So it takes so many different answers and shuffles it out on all of their devices. So they have to communicate with each other to see who has the correct answer before they actually click it. It's awesome. You can just use with flashcards. The Learn game just asks them questions. I'm not quite sure about Write, to be honest, because I'm always playing a math game, not necessarily a writing game. But then they also have a test where it gives them all the questions and you can print it out as a test. Some of them will be true, false. Some of them will be multiple choice. Some of them be fill in the blank. I loved that because I could take their bank of questions that we were working on and make a game in class, also have them study in stations and then print out that test and have them do it for homework. It really gave me a lot of information as to how successful the students could be when they were working with me versus working with their learning teams versus working individually at home. And I didn't have to do 3 different things. I literally just got them all from Quizlet. Telling you, saves your life. And then the match and the gravity are both games. So with this one study set that I have going on here, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different games that I can play with that one study set. And the kids can play on their own. I've had times where I have given the kids the link to a Quizlet and they can choose which one of the games they actually want to play. I love it. And it gives them choice and allows them to study in a way that they feel is most beneficial. Now, why I started with Quizlet, and we're actually talking about Quizlet and Blooket, is because I can snatch Quizlet questions and put them on Blooket. Let me show you. Blooket is one of my favorite things. And to get to both of these, by the way, Quizlet is Quizlet.com and Blooket is Blooket.com. Super easy. So this is Blooket. Let me log in. Sorry about that. Log in. When given the choice, log in with Google. Always log in with Google when given the choice. And here is Blooket. Blooket is the same as Quizlet in that you have one set of questions and you can play so many different games. Now we're actually going to play a Blooket game, but I want to show you how easy it is to take something from Quizlet and host it on Blooket. Now, mind you, I already had about 6 or 7 different games I could play on Quizlet. And I think Blooket has about 9 different games. So I have about 15 different games that I can play that are generated differently, that are formatted differently from one question set. And to get to Blooket, I don't even have to rewrite them over. So let's say that I'm trying to create a new set. I'm going to come up here to my Create, there we go, to my Create tab. I'm going to type this multiplication. And then I'm going to say that I want to import from Quizlet. Now I could put it manually if I wanted to, but I don't want to do that all again. I just want to take it from Quizlet. So I'm going to import it from Quizlet, and it is so super easy. Okay, so I'm going to press import from Quizlet and then right create your set. Sorry about that. I missed a step. My apologies. So I know where I want it to be from Quizlet, but you can also search Quizlet. It's up to you. And what I love about this, I'm just going to show you the next steps. Oops, come back. Oh, you can't see my screen anymore. So once I press search Quizlet, then it's going to come here to Quizlet, and then I can find my study set. Multiplication again. Oh, I didn't spell multiplication right. I'm trying to hurry. There we go. All right. Now, once you have your set, there is a button where you can export it. And sometimes you really can't see it. They're kind of hidden right here. Sorry about that. So you want to click the one that says export. And then copy this text. These are all of the questions that are in that set. And then when I go back to Blooket, I can just press print. Okay, so let me switch my screen back. So I'm showing you how crazy easy this is. And if you don't remember these steps, it shows you, it walks you through on Blooket. And then I just add my questions by pasting, boom. Now I add those questions and they become my Blooket game. Here is all of my questions here. And if you don't want it to where it's giving you, for example, the product, let's say that you wanted this to be the question and that to be the answer, then over there, you can tell it to flip the questions when you're putting it in. Okay, so it is completely up to you. But on the screen before, when I was importing, it asked me if I wanted to flip the question. So it's completely up to you what you want to do. Now, this is how you would actually save the set and get it from Quizlet. But I also want to play a Blooket game with you so that you can just get an idea of how it's played. Because I don't want you to spend this entire time just hearing me talk about how awesome it is. I want you to be able to experience it as well. So I am going to pick one of the games. These are all my sets that I play with my students. It's not just math. I am a math nerd, but as you can see, I did an electoral college Blooket for my social studies class. It is completely up to you. I actually created a Blooket about them that we played at the end of the year that was just like jokes for our class. It's a really good year-end activity. So it doesn't have to be math. It can literally be whatever you want. Okay, so Miss Linville, what game should we play? Should we play addition, subtraction, division, multiplication, place value? To change your mind, that was with decimals? To change your mind? Okay, so she says place value review with decimals. That's where we're going. Okay, so once you press host, and then you get to select whatever game mode that you want. So there's Gold Quest, Crypto Hack, Fishing Frenzy, Look Rush. So this is just like I said about Quizlet. You get all of these game options just with that one set without having to do any more work on yourself. And a lot of them can also be assigned for homework. So assigning one for homework just means the kids do it on their own pace without you having to actually guide the game through. So let's play a super quick game. Here's all of our options. Sorry, Ms. Linville just let me know that you weren't actually seeing my screen. And we are going to play Gold Quest because it was one of my students' favorites and I miss my babies. So I'm making you guys be nostalgic with me here for a minute. And we're going to play Gold Quest. So I'm going to host the game. But I'm going to change some of the settings because that way we save time. So I'm going to make our game 3 minutes long. I can choose to go a certain amount of time or up to a certain amount of gold. I always use the time because it was easier for me. I'm going to say show instructions just because this may be some of our first time. I don't want anyone to join late, and I don't need to use random names. I'm going to let everybody use their whatever name that they choose. All right, so we're going to host now. And if you're playing remote like we are, the easiest way is for you to grab the code and put it in the chat. So I'm going to do that. So if you are on your Google Meet screen, the code is in the chat. That'll take you right to the Blooket game. But if you're presenting it, you just have the kids go to blooket.com/play, and then they'll put in the code. It'll project on the screen. One thing to note, just as you're playing, is that all of the Blooket music is generally more calming because it is a high competition environment. So the actual music behind it is a little bit slower, less crazy, unlike Kahoot. And it actually helps to calm the kids down while they're playing. It's kind of interesting. Congratulations to Rachel, Tracy, and Dr. J. I love it. Congrats. Okay, so we have, know that
Jay only won because he stole all my gold.
So, and I actually love that. So the one thing so many things that I love about Blooket games, but one thing that I do really enjoy is that there's always an element to them where the smartest kid in the class cannot run away with the game. So there's always some kind of equalizer in there to give those kids that may not be answering them as quickly a chance to still not be in last place. If you want to know more about any of these games, because I know that we're going super quick, please feel free to reach out to our team. But we have 7 minutes left, so I want to make sure that Adam can show us all about matching.
in Nearpod, so like Melissa mentioned, Nearpod right now, currently, like the tools that we're talking about, has a free version and a paid version. When you access Nearpod, you will have access right now at this point to the free account. Nearpod is on consideration as a purchase for a district tool. More details to come about that in the future. But if you create an account now and use your Google account to sign up, if that transition happens, all of your materials would also transition over. So the thing about Nearpod's free version is that you are limited based on the amount of storage you use, which means that you can continue to redo and delete lessons out of your content and add new lessons in. So if you do not have a Nearpod account, I'm going to show you how to do that really quickly. If you access nearpod.com and sign up for free, one of your choices will be to sign up as a teacher and then sign up with your Google account, and that will connect you into CPS. And if any changes happen, you will also roll directly over. And so sign up is really easy. And then once you sign up, you will end up on the Nearpod landing page. And as it's loading here, there are a few different ways that you can access matching pairs in Nearpod. And so this is the Nearpod dashboard. And on the left side, you see some choices of places you can go. So you could search the Nearpod library for any pre-created matching games that already exist. Okay, so we could search the Nearpod library. So I could go here and search for matching pairs. And then I'm going to get any matching pairs games that have already been made. And you can go through and vet these and see if they match the content that you're teaching. So this is one way to access the matching pairs. Another way to access the matching pairs, if you're looking to create your own, is to come on your dashboard to the Create button. And there are two ways you can access matching pairs. The first way is by building a full lesson that would also have additional content and other pieces in it. Or if you're just looking for the matching pairs game, come here to where it says activity, and then you can choose matching pairs. And then you are in the matching pair question builder. And so maybe my directions are match the word to its definition. And then when I click add pair, an editor is going to pull up for me to be able to add any text in that I wanted. And then, or I can put text in both cards. And so I can edit both cards with text, or I can add an image, and I can do a Google image search directly from the creator. Or if I have files on my computer or in my Google Drive, I can connect those and then just upload and pull those images right into my matching pairs cards. And then I continue just to create pairs and pairs and pairs with any vocabulary words or any concept that I'm looking to cover with my students. Another cool feature, if you would like to add a timer in, you can also add a timer in for kids to be able to complete the activity, which will then pop up on their screens for them while they are completing the Nearpod. And so let's try one as a student. So we're going to look at this parts of the environment lesson. And so just like many of these other tools, as soon as I create or I launch the lesson, I'm going to be given a code or a link or something that I can put into Schoology or into Seesaw or whatever way you're getting activities to students. So I'm going to copy this link and I'm going to drop it over into the chat for you so you can experience matching pairs. And so matching pairs is a game that when you're playing, you actually will not be competing against each other. You're competing against yourself, as if you just had a set of cards in front of you or doing a card sort in your classroom. And so go ahead and click on that. And when you click on it, it should take you, it may prompt you to sign in, and you can sign in with Google, but it'll take you directly over to the game for you to be able to start matching and clicking on the images, in this case, that match the words that are on your screen. And so while you're doing that, if you want to pop over to the Google Meet, if you're not here, we also have access to the teacher dashboard that's going to show me the number of matches and tries. And so this could be a good place for some quick intervention for students. If you see they're consistently making mistakes or they have a lot of tries, you may know that they're, maybe not either A, just guessing, or B, that there could be a content issue there. But another cool piece, and this just recently dropped in, is the student side. And so if you wanted to have the student end up on your projector, the student version is in beta. I actually haven't seen it before today when I was logging in to prepare for today. And so there now is a student side, and then there's also a teacher dashboard, which is kind of cool. Another cool feature with Nearpod Matching and also in some of their other activities is if I was in the teacher dashboard and I saw like immediately that kids weren't doing well, I can click on this whiteboard button, and this whiteboard button is going to take over on your screen on the student end for me to be able to demonstrate or model or do something within the lesson to help support whatever is going on, whatever content you're covering in the matching game. And so the teacher has control over that whiteboard by clicking on whiteboard and then annotating over top of it. So that's kind of a cool feature, and they can do it just within the kind of the blink of an eye there. And then you can go back to the game to be able to view it.
Thank you so much, darlings, for joining us for this playback of our live Workshop Wednesday, How to Gamify Your Test Prep, Part 2. In this workshop, we reviewed 4 ways to gamify your test prep: Gimkit, Nearpod's Matching Pairs, Quizlet, and Blooket. If you would like to review how to use any of these applications to gamify your test prep, then check out the chapters below in the description box. And don't forget to check out Part 1 of How to Gamify Your Test Prep by checking the link below. We would love for you to continue to learn and grow with us either virtually or in person, so let's stay connected so that you can hear of all of our upcoming offerings. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell so that you can be notified of upcoming YouTube videos. And follow me on Twitter at QueenMail99 as I advertise all of our Workshop Wednesdays and other PD opportunities. It's always such a pleasure to learn and grow together. Until we meet again, always keep growing.